NXT is supposed to be the home of the next generation. It's supposed to produce the new talent in WWE. So the big question is, why, over the past couple of weeks, has it been flooded with bums that never got drafted to Raw or SmackDown? Welcome back, guys, to Fog Wrestling for your NXT review. And we were treated tonight, and I'm going to use the term treated loosely because we were treated to an appearance from not only one bum in Baron Corbin, but another bum in Dana Brooke. It was like all the rejects, all the people that have never done anything or can't make it on the main show, people that haven't won a match in about 5 years, literally decided to invade NXT tonight. For what reason, we'll discuss later as we get into the video. But I mean, what is your thoughts on the whole free agent thing and them just turning up at NXT or whatever they want, SmackDown, Raw? I just don't get it.
I have a big issue with it because it's not only the issue with the rule itself, it's the people who's bringing the rule. Baron Corbin, Mustafa, I mean, alright, maybe Mustafa Ali, 50-50 match with Gunther, but what's Corbin doing? What is the sense of having Corbin on NXT, burying the up and coming, instead of see when Styles came down to NXT and he beat Waller? I think that was alright, because Styles is AJ Styles, not Baron Corbin.
Yeah, if you lose to Baron Corbin, it's not doing much for your career. But I just don't understand why these guys have free agent status, the same status that Brock Lesnar's got. Are we going to see Brock Lesnar on NXT next week?
We'll take it. Well, he could be the next member of the Dawn.
Yeah, but you understand, it's like Brock Lesnar was given this status because he's Brock Lesnar. And they were trying to portray it as, Brock Lesnar deserved, he's negotiated this. But then 1 minute they're trying to tell you, Baron Corbin sucked, he never got drafted. But then it's like, well, he's got the same status as Brock Lesnar, so it's probably better off for him that he didn't get drafted, because now he's got the
best of three worlds.
Yeah, now he's got the privilege, he turn up on whatever show he wants. So it's like, looking at it now, it's like, fuck me, you would have rather not have got drafted, because then you can just pick whatever show you want to be on.
Exactly.
You can compete for whatever title you want to get.
Batter who you want.
Yeah, it's like, this free agent thing to me doesn't make any sense. I think if you're the free agent, you should only be allowed to be in the dark match or something like that. I don't know. Or you get cut for the roster. Or if you never got drafted, you got sent to NXT, and that was your new show.
Your new show is NXT, buddy.
I would have done something like that. I just don't understand why these free agent people have the same privileges Brock Lesnar has when he's a fucking star and the rest of them are just choppers. But anyway,
Corbin wishes he was on his level.
Yeah, Corbin comes out. He tells production to play his music, so
they play his awful music.
He's still got. It's weird. He's still got that music that he had when he was like being successful. And I feel like this is just like a classic case of WWE not knowing what they're doing. When they had him being broken down and out and like the mustard stains on his shirt, that was actually pretty good.
Yep.
But then they had him win the money with Madcap Moss and it just turned to shit, didn't it?
Real fast.
Him coming out, doing the rich gimmick, and then they team him up with JBL, and 4 months down the line, JBL's like, why the fuck have I wasted 4 months with you?
Happy Corbin.
No, but like, I said it, see, from the week one, I knew Corbin JBL was going nowhere, because they had Corbin go life and death with Dolph fucking Ziggler. Life and death.
And that's a problem.
And it's like, you've just teamed him up with JBL. What you want is a squash match. You want Corbin to look fucking good. JBL's on commentary saying, this is a future, this is a generational talent, this is the future world champion.
The modern day wrestling god.
And he's having to kick out at like 2 7/8 against Dolph Ziggler. And you've got JBL in his first match, pure sweat and buckets, thinking he's beat. It's like, see the first 6 weeks, 2 months, Corbin should not have been in danger of losing.
Yeah. Dolph Ziggler should be getting jobbed out inside 15 seconds.
No, but they like bringing out these random people for like Omos and shit. That's what they should have done with Corbin.
Yeah.
And then maybe after a month, you step up a little bit and you can take on Dolph Ziggler, and Dolph Ziggler might get a little bit more offense in, but Corbin still beats him relatively easy. They just messed up straight from the beginning, having a 50-50 match, and I mean, whatever. Corbin's done. What's the point of talking about him? He comes out and he says that he wants to be the champion. He knows about all the legacies of NXT. People never shut up about NXT. He says it makes him sick, and he says that he's the OG of NXT, and that he had no control over the draft. But then he says it's kind of a good thing because now he can turn up on NXT whenever he wants, and he calls it Hayes. He says that, look, I've had a taste of the main roster now. I'm coming back. I want to win your belt, essentially. Ilya Dragunov comes out. Dragunov introduces himself. He says that he's not soft or weak, and he's the most intense man in NXT. Dragunov says he's defeated everyone, which I don't think is true, but I mean, he said it anyway.
But he's got a big scary bruise.
He does. He says he's next in line for Hayes. Dragunov then says that Corbin, instead of targeting Hayes, he needs to get in line. Dragunov gets told by Corbin that I've main evented, well, not main evented, fuck. I've appeared on 6 WrestleManias. 6 WrestleManias, and I was the last man to defeat Roman Reigns.
And a retired Kurt Angle.
I mean, when you say it like that, it sounds pretty good.
But it's really not any good.
But all this stuff happened a while ago.
I'm actually surprised they actually gave him the right to say that.
Yeah, but the thing is, all this stuff he done was
years ago.
Probably in the first half of his WWE career.
Exactly. No, but why are they actually saying this though? Oh, Baron Corbin, this guy we've treated like a bum, is the last guy to pin Roman Reigns.
But that was legit over 3 years ago. Retiring Angle was about 4 or 5 years ago. I mean, this stuff was a long time ago. Alright, I can't remember the last time he was on a main at WrestleMania, but my point is, it's like, this is stuff you've done in the past, mate. Right now, you're a bum. Right now, I would actually take Ilya Dragunov to beat Corbin.
Easily. Fuck yeah.
But Ilya Dragunov says he doesn't care about WrestleMania because I'm a little indie nerd and I want to wrestle in NXT. I mean, that kind of that doesn't surprise me. He looks like someone like, who was it, Undisputed Era, that said they never want it called up? Or was it Johnny Gargano?
It was Johnny. But he is called up.
Said they never want it called up to the main roster. He wanted to stay on NXT Black and Gold and elevate that.
Oh, the black and gold!
Johnny Gargano! Thank God he's not on NXT these days. I hate Johnny Gargano. Big time.
Yeah, he's not very good. Well, I mean,
they actually
I don't really want him on Raw either.
They gave him a vignette on Raw. It's like, oh, Johnny Gargano's been called up to the main roster.
Yeah, that's
called up a fucking year ago.
Yeah, that's what I mean. They're so fucking backward. That's something that should have happened a year ago.
Yep. But he's got no story. It's just.
But it's almost like they think the draft's a reset. So here, we'll just pretend that. Gargano's just arrived. It's
Omega.
So we have a back and forth. They're arguing. Dragunov, like I said, says he doesn't care about WrestleMania, and he shows him a bruise. I mean,
this was embarrassing.
Like, we've seen Cody Rhodes literally wrestle with his arm hanging off, and we're supposed to care about fucking this guy's little bruise.
It was a bruise, let's be real. It was nothing more than a bruise.
Corbin then says, if you get in the ring with me tonight, you'll be covered in bruises. Which I thought was decent, I guess.
It was alright.
I mean, that's pretty much. Eli leaves, Corbin then poses, Trick Williams comes out, attacks Corbin, gets a big pop. I mean, Trick Williams here getting a big pop. I mean, at this stage of Corbin's career, Bobby Fish could probably come out, attack him and get a mega pop, so nothing to be surprised about. Officials come and separate it, and that's it. Tonight we're getting Trick Williams versus Baron Corbin.
Can't you wait for that match?
Star-studded.
It is star-studded. There's not enough stars in the galaxy because those two took them all.
Speaking of stars, where the hell is Andrew Chase? We haven't seen him in a very, very long time. Is he serving a drug suspension or something? Or I don't know, is he dealing with personal issues? Has he been murdered by Tony D? We don't know what's happening, but we see Thea Hall stumbling out of a training session with Drew Gulak and Charlie Dempsey. It's just difficult to care about Chase University when you add Drew Gulak and Charlie Dempsey into the mix, because both of those guys are boring as fuck.
What are they doing with these two? Charlie Dempsey's William Regal's son, isn't he? I believe he is.
What? No.
Yeah, he is. He is?
No, people just say he looks like William Regal's son.
He is William Regal's son.
Dead on.
He is.
What? No, he's not.
I've been fed this lie then.
You've been fed a lie.
Every NXT interview I've been calling him William Regal's son.
People make a comparison because they think he's fucking like Regal in the ring. Nothing like Regal in my opinion, but no, he's
right. This is building up tonight's women's battle royal.
There's more chance of a pair of brass knocks being Regal's
son. I'll be fair. At this point, I didn't think Tia Hall was going to have a chance in this battle royal, but we'll see our chances later on.
Yeah, we'll see tonight. Then we got Ivy Nell and the Creed Brothers versus Ava and the Diads.
Ivy Nell's a midget.
Oh god, I fucking hate both of these teams.
Yeah. I just there's nothing redeemable about any of this.
I mean, if I'm trying to be subjective here and fair, the Creed Brothers are good at wrestling, but they are boring as fuck.
Yep.
And they have no.
They look like they've got something wrong with them.
Their gimmick is we're good wrestlers, and it's like everyone's got that fucking gimmick.
One of them's got a big forehead, hills have eyes written over it.
But see the Creed Brothers, right? Are they not just like what was the Alpha? What was the one Chad Gable? What was his team
Jason
called?
Jordan.
Aye, what were they called?
Alpha Academy.
No, that's the current team.
American Alpha.
American Alphas.
Aye.
Whatever.
No,
but
no
that,
Alpha. It's just Alpha.
But that is it not Alphas because there's two of them?
No, it's Alpha. American Alpha. No, Alpha sounds pish. American Alphas. That sounds.
Yeah, but Alpha like alpha male. So if it's two of them, should not be
No,
plural.
it was American Alpha. I know for a fact it was just Alpha.
But should it not be Alphas?
No, it should be just be Alpha.
Aye, who cares? Like, my point is, these guys both suck. Like I said, they're good wrestlers, but that seems to be their gimmick. It's like, oh, we're guys in singlets that can wrestle.
Yep.
I mean, see, the world's greatest tag team got over because they had Angle.
No, what I think should happen here. I think The Rock should cross-dress and just pretend to be his daughter. That's what I feel like should happen here.
The Rock's daughter's got a very weird fucking body. I don't know. It's her legs are like.
Her legs are like The Rock, and then her body's just her body. And then Ivy Neal's about fucking 4'1".
Yeah, I mean, Ava Rain legit looked about 8 foot in this match compared to Ivy Neal. It was very strange.
See if they did a thing where like you couldn't see the top half of the body.
I think the Rock has come back to NXT.
It's The Rock with a horse's ass. It's The Rock.
Alright, probably rather watch a horse's ass, to be fair. Probably rather have Rikishi shove his ass in my face than watch this. But anyway, yeah, we got the match, and there's like one point where Ivy Neal's got like her submission choke on Ava. Rip Fowler comes in to make the save, and then Ivy Neal just puts her move on him again. Mere female on male violence, and it's like, look at this, look at how size this Ivy Neal chick. How the fuck did she manhandle this Rip Fowler? And I'm not saying this Rip Fowler guy, it's not like he's ripped, okay, he's not a big dude or whatever, but he's a man, and he literally got transitioned into this move like he was a rag doll.
I know, but at least...
No, come on!
No, but at least they didn't do a fake standoff where they can't touch each other.
Yeah,
That's only positive, like, but...
No, I get that, but like, literally 1 second he's pulling her by the hair to get her off Ava, and then the next, like, literally within 1 second, she's transitioned and just, like, thrown him around like he's nothing into her submission. It was like, I didn't really like it. And then Ava hits with brass knucks or something, was it? I don't know, a weapon?
It was a weapon, it was a foreign object, right? That's
well, I feel watching this match, I felt like I got hit with a foreign object.
It was
our mask.
It was a mask.
That was the mask. I don't know, those masks are made of plastic.
I know, what's this?
How the fuck did you get beat by a mask?
It's a Halloween mask.
Oh god. Oh, by the way, since the Shizm won here, we'll take a commercial break or whatever, a sponsor break. Did anybody see Glenn Jacobs with Donald Trump?
No, I didn't.
No, it was a good picture. It's on Twitter. Everyone's bashing Kane.
Kane's the man, right?
They're saying how can someone like Kane be so for a no mask policy when his whole career was centered around a mask? So he's not a massive lefty. That's why.
What do you mean no mask? Like COVID?
Aye.
But it's 2023.
I know Kane's against no masks, and they're like, well, how can he be against no mask when his whole career was based on a mask? But it's totally different.
Wait, so Kane wants people to wear masks?
No,
he doesn't.
Yes,
that's
they're
all right,
saying he wore one.
Let's get fuck all day with anything.
Exactly. Like Michael Myers might not fucking want to wear a surgical mask because of COVID, but I'm sure when he goes to kill people in the next Halloween movie, he's still gonna wear I don't know, whatever mask he wears.
No, exactly.
Anyway, let's move on. Donald Trump and Kane, two good guys.
Wish it's like M on the thumbnail.
Aye.
No, demonetised.
Anyway, up next we had Shannon Stacks.
Best segment of the show.
Yo, Tony D, man. He visits Tony D'Angelo in jail. Tony says he's doing good. Tony says that he's met some other guy in here. And his Stacks like, oh, I remember him. He did this. And Tony's like, hey, would you be careful? Don't talk on the phone.
What was his name? Bones or something?
I think it was Bones. Then Tony D says, yeah, you know.
Knuckles. It was Knuckles.
Knuckles. He says, another guy in here, and he like cooks for me. And he says, yeah, I've got the guards on my side. Guess this, Stacks have even got me a subscription to Peacock.
I'd say that's a form of torture, though.
And Stacks like, oh, Peacock, man, you got it good. And Tony D's like, yeah, it pays to be the Don in here. It's almost like being on outside. Almost. So this was really good. Then Stacks says she has a woman named Kim Kardashian. Just a complete rip-off of Kardashian. But she's not Kim Kardashian, and she's trying to get Tony out. He says that she gets innocent people off, and Tony laughs and says that Stacks might want to reword that. That was funny. Stacks and Tony then agree on who's the rat. Stacks says he thinks it's Gallus, but then he says, "Oh, we got loads of beef, Tony. Remember
the old country.
Remember the Legados." Like the Legados are on SmackDown now, but whatever. Then he mentions somebody else who I've never heard of, probably some Italian mafia.
Yeah.
Then Tony tells him, "Look, why are you running around the desert looking for who's the rat when the rat's next door?" And he says, "Look, it's Gallus. We know it's Gallus."
It's our next door neighbour's Gallus.
Then he tells him, "Look, you need to get revenge here. You need to be smart. What you did last week, 3-on-1, wasn't smart. That's not going to cut it, Stacks." Stacks then asks Tony, what can he do? What's he going to do? And Tony's like, "Well, time's up, but you're the underboss, so
figure it out.
You need to figure
You know
it
what,
out,
right?
son."
Very similar to Sopranos. Fucking better than The Sopranos, this.
I'd actually agree.
You know what? This is... see up to, like... This is, like, one of the better scenes if you compared it to, like, a Silvio-Tony scene, because Silvio's his underboss, Stacks is his underboss, and this was, like, the perfect blend of, like, serious and comedy.
Yeah, and then it was very, very good.
Better acting than Silvio ever did.
Yeah, and we're talking about Sopranos, and I mean, we may as well just go straight back into Sopranos, because up next we had a Sopranos, alright, it wasn't a Sopranos-like scene, but it's very similar. The fact they've just went from something that is like relative to Sopranos, and now we're having Von Fagner go and see like a counsellor, anger management, and it kind of reminds me of Tony and his psychiatrist.
Yep, definitely. This was funny, but who is Von Wagner's dad? I can't remember. He was at SummerSlam 92. Was he someone relevant?
Yeah, because he's second generation, but I can't remember who it is.
No, he was at a pay-per-view in 92, like actually wrestling. So he had to be something big. I don't know who it is though.
Anyway, right, they're sitting in the waiting room, and Von Fagner doesn't think this is going to work. Mr. Stone is like, "Come on, we got to try this one more time," and then they like show you previous like anger management classes that they've already went to, and basically we had Von Fagner just like shouting at people and bullying them, and Stone was having to pay them off money. Fagner's like, "Look, I can't do this. We see a man coming out crying, and Fagner's like, "Look, I can't be crying here.
My dad returning is great."
Yeah, so like basically Fagner's burying men that cry here. If that's what it felt like to me, I almost felt like Fagner was like burying mental health a wee bit.
What a guy.
What I thought was funny.
What a great back-to-back segments.
It's like, all these fake men can cry, but I'm a real man. I'm not gonna cry. I can't do this. I can't let my dad catch me doing this. My dad would be ashamed, so to speak. So Von Fagner's not interested in seeing a doctor. He's not interested in opening up his emotions. But then the doctor comes out and asks to see him, and it's a blonde woman comes out walking, and Fawn automatically just changes his mind. He's attracted to the doctor, and he tells Stone, maybe this is a good idea after all, and tells Stone
I love
to
it
wait
when a
outside.
plan comes together.
He then walks to go into like the doctor's room, and then he turns back and gives Stone a really weird look. The facial expression was pretty funny.
This is proof, right? You don't need to wrestle. This guy hasn't wrestled in ages. He's just been taking these wee vignettes.
Yeah, and it's
for
like...
months.
this is what I don't get, right? Because they say that wrestling can't be good because it's PG. No, everything here was PG.
Yeah, exactly. Nothing over the top.
But you've got in the first scene with Tony D, you've got them hinting, about this guy that used to commit all these things, and then they're talking about him being in jail, and they're talking about some woman getting people off, and then you move into this, and you've got like Von Fagner kind of like burying people that is crying, saying that he's too big for that and all that stuff, and then he's got an attraction to this woman, and the only reason he's staying is because of this woman. I mean, it's not like this is groundbreaking rated 18 shit.
Nope.
But it's interesting. It's more than simply just, you're a wrestler, I'm a wrestler, we're both in our wrestling gear, let's wrestle.
Exactly, and that's all we can ask for. And NXT delivers it. Maybe not week in, week out, but a few times a month.
I do feel like segments in NXT are a bit hit and miss, but I think at least they try.
Yeah.
I will give them that.
Shawn Michaels.
Anyway, up next we got Blair Davenport versus Danny Palmer. I don't really have much to say about this one, so
I do not care about either of these two, man. Come on.
Blair Davenport won. People compare her. People say she's like half Paige, half Jamie Hayter. I'm just not really seeing
She's
it.
just an ugly bastard.
Yeah, it's more what I see. To be fair, it was revealed that she was the one that was attacking all the women, though. But I mean, again,
How dead's that feel?
it doesn't feel relevant.
This is
at
a
all.
jobber match.
It would have made more sense, I think, if they just focused on one attack. the fact that she attacked multiple women that haven't been there since. So it's like we don't really care anymore.
Yeah. And also, like, why is she not in, like, the women's battle royal?
And it's like, there's no one...
She attacks all these women, doesn't do anything with it.
There's, like, no one on behalf of the women that got attacked that's here, like, speaking up or trying to get justice. It's like when Shawn Michaels got attacked, remember Triple H, he's trying to find out who done it, he's trying to get justice for him. Like, when Cass attacked Enzo, it's like, Cass is, he's the one trying to find out who done it.
Yep.
It's like, I just feel like when Blair Davenport's literally attacked people, took them out, we haven't seen them since. So it's like, why the fuck would we care?
Exactly.
She attacked Wendy Chu. Haven't seen Wendy Chu in months. She attacked... Who else she attacked? She attacked... The point is, she's attacked...
Literally about 10 people.
But it's like, it's all been dropped. So, like, there's no reason to care. There's no one trying to find out who's done it.
But maybe Dana Brooke's trying to find out who'd done it, because she appears next.
Yeah, Dana Brooke's here. She's in the parking lot. She's walking up. She says, here tonight... NXT gives out opportunities. Well, I'm going to make my own opportunity and I'm going to earn a title shot. I mean, just a generic, basic, bland as fuck.
Yeah,
promo.
boring as fuck, man. What is this? Like, what is this actually achieving? Nothing. Just Dana Brooke. Why call her down? Come on.
Yeah, I mean, everybody could have had here. We then come backstage, got Tiffany Stratton with Mackenzie Mitchell. She rants about how she's already elevated the title and goes on hyping herself up. And Mackenzie asked for a prediction on tonight's main event. Tiffany says that it doesn't really matter because, she will retain her title against whoever wins anyway. So I think they dropped the ball this week with Tiffany Stratton. Didn't really do anything. Just this little segment.
Could she not have been ringside for the Battle Royal?
Yeah, no, I think they could have done more, but, whatever. We go back to the ring. Baron Corbin comes out. Trick comes out by himself, and Trick always accompanies Carmelo Hayes, but Carmelo Hayes did not repay the favour tonight for whatever reason. And you know what? I mean, it was an okay match, but at the end of the day, it's a Baron Corbin match. It's like,
and Baron Corbin wins. Like, I know you could say, oh, well, if Baron Corbin loses, then it just makes him look even more... But Trick Williams deserves a win.
Yeah. So Baron Corbin wins. It was alright, but, I mean, whatever. And now Baron Corbin is going to SmackDown, where he's going to try and qualify for the Money in the Bank match when he takes on Butch. It's like, what the fuck? How is Butch or Corbin going to be in the Money in the Bank match?
Exactly.
Why is this legit bum-ass Corbin, who never got drafted, why is he getting the luxury of travelling to all three brands?
What was the point of him tagging Carmelo Hayes?
No, but the whole thing's messed up.
Is he going to win Money in the Bank and cash it in a Carmelo Hayes?
But see, based on what we've seen for the draft, it's like everybody should not want drafted.
Yeah.
It's like, why the fuck would you want drafted when
I
you
want to be a free agent.
Exactly. Anyway, up next we got the hard-hitting Home Truth segment with Nathan Fraser.
This was fun.
He talks about the NXT Heritage Cup with Noam Dar and his new stablemates. Fraser says that hard-hitting Home Truth is going global. He introduces his new senior international correspondent, and it's Dragon Lee. Dragon Lee speaks in Spanish, and Fraser just responds to him by going, sí, señor.
Sí.
Lee then says he has 5 potential names for Dar's group. The names are Numero 5, 2 awful chat hosts plus 2. Numero 4, the Oro Menza Experience. Numero 3, the Jakara Jackson 5 minus 1. Numero 2, the long lost Legend of Lash Legend. And numero 1, Noam's Rent-A-Friends. I thought some of these were pretty good, to be fair. I kind of like the Jakara Jackson 5 minus 1.
Yeah, that works
It's
for
like
me,
the Jackson fight, no, the Jackson 5.
Michael Jackson, I'm aware, big man.
Yeah, but the last, I thought the last 3 were pretty good. The first 2 were a bit. the delivery for the delivery for the 5th one was crap. 2 awful chat hosts plus 1. It's like, what the fuck?
Plus 2.
Plus 2 even. That was
the worst one. But you know what? It was a fun segment.
It was.
Then at the piss, it was English.
Yeah, then Fraser says he has a heritage title match against Dar next week, and that Lee says he will be in Fraser's corner, and Fraser thanks him.
Thank you, hombre.
I mean, there you go. You see when you've got segments that can make this Lee guy entertaining, then you know that segments are the key, because let's be honest, we could have had a match between Nathan Fraser and Lee, and we wouldn't have gave a shit.
Exactly.
We got a segment. It was actually pretty entertaining. Mustafa Ali then, he cuts a little promo backstage. He has a match with Joe Gacy. Welcome to the other side. Dun, 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 dun,
I'm gonna bore the tits off you,
I-
my fat flabby ones.
I actually can't believe how out of shape Joe Gacy is.
I know, he's a fat mess.
Do you think Bray Wyatt would look like this if he wrestled?
the
without a
Bray
shirt
Wyatt
on?
would be worse?
Would he?
No, remember Husky Harris? Ferrari engine with a tank with a Ferrari engine.
Fucking wish he said it was a Ferrari.
He's a fat bastard with
The engine.
he's a fat bastard with incapacity, mental capacity.
A broken down engine. Anyway, look, Mustafa Ali beats Joe Gacy. Way to bury Joe Gacy here. If he wasn't already buried enough.
Yeah, why does wait, see these Corbin and Mustafa Ali, why can't they just end in draws? Or like no one looks weak? But here you have a guy getting buried.
Yeah, then we got Josh Briggs and Brooks Jensen. They're hyping up Fallon Henry for the main event. And that was pretty much it there. Not really a lot more happened. Eddie Thorpe versus Damon Kemp. Two guys that I just don't give a fuck for.
Yeah, what is this match doing here? Come on, folks.
When you see people like this, you realise NXT is going in the wrong direction.
Yeah.
And I think, like, that's what's bad about NXT. I think the good in NXT is pretty good, but the bad's really bad.
Yep.
I will never care for this Eddie Thorpe or Damon Kemp guy.
Yeah, I feel like on SmackDown and Raw, like every segment, I'm not saying it's worth watching, but you feel like there's a purpose to it. I feel like with these, like there's literally matches on NXT that are just what is actually the point of these two?
And what I would actually say is, I feel like over the past 6 months, the matches have got worse.
Yep.
I feel like a lot of times I'm looking at like even the previews for NXT, and it's like matches with half the people don't even know who they are. So I don't know if it's the turnover. I don't know if it's due to all the call-ups and they've had to replace them with new people that just aren't that interesting or whatever. I would actually just like to see less people in NXT. Yep. I would like to see the roster cut. I feel like the roster's very big and it limits pretty much most of the roster to like a one and done. I would rather see a smaller NXT roster, but with seeing each wrestler more often. Like, for example, I would have liked to have seen a follow-up with Stax and Tony D. Maybe that segment could have been cut into two.
Yeah.
Maybe we could have seen Stax
arriving or something?
Or leaving, you know, Tony D tells him to figure it out. Could we have seen a segment later on in the show where Stax figures it out? I would have liked to have seen more stuff like that. Yet we've seen the anger management thing with Von Fagner, and I get it. They might be saving the next one for next week, but could we not have seen like multiple segments of those like stories in the one show and cut some of these matches that just don't matter? That's what I would personally like to see. Anyway, this match, Eddie Thorpe wins, if anyone cares.
I do not care. I'm falling asleep.
Then we got Gigi Dolan. She's backstage on the phone with her brother discussing the main event. Kiana James walks up and they trade insults. I mean, that's pretty much it. Dabba-Kato walks by and they both just shut their mouth because they're silenced by the height of Dabba-Kato. So Dabba-Kato, they're trying to point out this guy's big, this guy's a threat, this guy's like double the size of them, this guy is a man that needs to be feared, but then he loses to Scripps in the next match, aka Reggie, a guy that was fucking destined to be in the 24/7 title scene for life. I mean, what a way to bury this Dabba-Kato did.
Why is this guy not released? Both of them actually. Doesn't go for one of them, like, but Reggie's no future.
This is like Great Khali losing to Jamie Noble on his debut or something like that. It's like, what the fuck?
I know.
What are you doing? Anyway, wasn't very good. So, we'll see.
We'll see. Main event time, though.
Is it main event? No, wait. The Schism's backstage.
Joe Gacy's talking about his flab.
He says next week they're going to take on Wesley and Tyler Bate because they came out and helped whoever beat Joe Gacy. Mustafa Ali, that's it. I was trying to get that match at my...
Tyler Bate, I hate him.
I don't like him either. Then we got the main event. It was the number one contenders battle royal, and basically featured. See, let's go through the list of people that featured here in this match.
I did on the preview, mate. It's up to you. I went through about 21 names on
Alright, Brooklyn Barrow,
the Brooklyn Brawler.
Cora Jade, Elektra Lopez. I have not seen Elektra Lopez, and when's the last time we even seen her? I don't know.
6 months.
Fallon Henley, Gigi Dolan, JC Jane, Jakara Jackson, Kelani Jordan, Kiana James, Lash Legend, Lola Fice, who the fuck is that? Lyra Valkyria, Roxanne Perez, Tatum Paxley, Fia Hall, Valentina Feroz, and Yulisa Leon. I feel like most of these women appear on NXT Level Up, because I don't really recall
Well,
seeing
that's a
them.
level down, certainly, man. I don't know what they were going for here.
Anyway, well, Dana Brooke, did I mention Dana Brooke?
No, Dana Brooke, right?
Why is Dana Brooke's name no here?
I'm pretty sure she wasn't in the match.
Did she not get eliminated last with Cora Jade?
No, wasn't. Was it Cody Jade?
I'm pretty sure it was.
I thought it was. I don't know. I thought
It was?
Was it?
Right, where's I? Dana Brooke and Cora
Hold
Jade.
on, you didn't know either.
I did. I literally just said she got eliminated last.
Oh, you didn't know. You didn't know for sure, mate. Did you?
I was 99%.
But you let me.
I know that plastic face anytime I see it.
Right, all that matters is.
No, it's mad. Fia Hall literally threw her over the top rope like she was throwing her in a trash can. Recycling. Boom.
There
Dana
you go.
Brooke,
The blue bin.
That's what happens when you've got the lowest rating in a WWE 2K23 game and you think you're going to rock on up to NXT and win a Battle Royal. It's not going to happen. Fia Hall's the winner.
That is it, and then they celebrate Chase U.
And where the hell's Andrew Chase? The best thing about Chase U?
Is that the big Blair Davenport, whatever her name is?
Maybe she took him out as well. I don't know. Then we see the Cavender twins hoist up Hale on their shoulder. Who the fuck are the Cavender twins?
I don't know, I've never heard that name before.
They arrived earlier on the show. We've seen. I don't think it was actually on the show though. I think it was like a Instagram, TikTok exclusive or some shit.
So something horrendous.
Yeah. Then we see Braun Breaker. He's in the parking lot. He's barking. Row, row, row. Well, he's not really barking like. But he barks a challenge to Seth Rollins, and he says, "How about it, Seth Rollins? Monday Night Rollins, the workhorse of WWE. How about you come and work on NXT next week and put your championship on the line?" Braun says Rollins was the first NXT champion. He says he was the most dominant champion. Why don't they go one-on-one with the title up for grabs? And Braun Breaker walks off as NXT goes off the air.
So looking forward to that match, but what was Braun doing for the past 2 hours?
Hanging about the parking lot.
Barking?
Maybe sniffing piss off the car tyres.
Maybe he was chained up like a fucking dog.
Ow, 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 ow. Chained up like Rick. Remember that time? Yeah, they probably want to put Rick back in that.
Exactly.
Remember that time they kidnapped Rick?
Aye.
Rick, you transphobic bastard.
We're going to lock you up again.
Anyway.
I thought it was a decent NXT. I'm going to give it a 4 out of 10.
Matches are awful. I wouldn't say they're awful, but there's just no match here. Well, I mean, I don't mind a Battle Royal, but when you watch the clip, you only saw like the last 3.
I watched the full match, mate.
Did you? Well, I didn't. So, I'll give it a 4 too. You know what? The segments are easily the best you'll get this week. Fucking easily.
It's getting a Bret Hart 4 out of 10 for us.
Honestly, the segments in NXT are better than Mania these days. Which is not a good thing.
Sad. Fucking sad, that. Anyway, yeah. No, just get rid of these garbage matches. Like, I know it's a wrestling show. You have to have matches, but NXT has way too many matches, I think.
Yep.
I would cut it down. I would have like 4, 5 at the most, and focus more on segments.
Absolutely, but
So that's it, guys. We'll catch you in the next one. 4 out of 10. Whippy Fog Wrestling. Thanks for watching, and peace.